Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sensible Studios for the 2019 Conspiritard Cheese Awards. And now to greet you, we have none other than that mad monkey, that silly simian, that ape with attitude, Mr. Jutmonk, the drunk monkey!
Oi, flippin' oi! Thank you for having me on, Mr. Sensible, and trusting me, Jutmonk the drunk monkey, to hold down my expletives on this, the very first Conspiritard Cheese Awards. Now, as it's a shirt and tie event at the Sensible Studio Theatre somewhere, I don't know, they just tasered me, blindfolded me and stuck me in the back of a van, and here I am, in a suit. I never wear a bloody suit. Sorry, can I say bloody? Anyway, for goodness sake, this is going to be bleeding hard for me. Do you understand that? For me to not swear? I don't know. I mean, for those who don't know me, I'm Jutmonk the drunk monkey, and I find ridiculously stupid, gormless, dumb as a plank of wood, globe-denying spanner monkeys, and call them dozy idiots. Although sometimes I can be a little bit more graphic, should we say? Like, for goodness sake, I can't say it, can I? Anyway, thank you. I'll hand you back to Mr. Unsensible.
Jut, thank you very, very much for welcoming everyone to the show in such a restrained manner. I have no idea at all how you're going to hold your tongue through the whole night. Perhaps as a special treat, towards the end, we'll let you off the leash a bit, eh? But what on earth are you wearing? Is this some kind of a monkey suit? Are you trying to impress the lady apes? Well, good luck with that, Jut. I think you're going to need it. Before we continue, quick thanks to my wonderful and amazing patrons. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. With massive appreciation to all my patrons, including new patrons Erdwulf Sledgeferter, Opus One, Keith Morrill, Tim Boston, Alexander Henkel, Janie, Stephen Huxtable, Paul Reap and Surf, and my newest patrons Corpus Defectus, Tiffany Hall and Number 6. Thank you all so very much. I also want to wish you all a happy Christmas and a fantastic New Year. Anyway, tonight is a special night, and for tonight I've got a secret special guest. At least he has been secret, because now is the time to reveal him. He's a wonderful creator that I've been subscribed to for a long time. I did subscribe to Fight the Flat Earth first, of course, and Simon Dan, and Radical, and Rider of Dinosaurs, Logical Troglodyte. Okay, I subscribed to a few others before him, but anyway, he's joining us tonight. So who is he? Well, he is a man with absolutely no accent whatsoever. It's him, that man in a flat cap, the one, the only, Creaky Blinder.
Dad? Is that you? Hello, Mr. Sensible. Thank you very much for asking me to participate in this video, and huge apologies for keeping you waiting so long. But I've had a lot going on. I've got this weird thing called real life, and it keeps getting in the way. But anyway, I digress. And just allow me to correct you. It's not a flat cap. No, it's a newsboy hat. And anyway, how's Mam?
Well, newsboy, thanks for coming anyway. Why don't you tell us what you've got coming up?
What have I got coming up? I've got so many ideas bouncing around my shiny head that it's driving me insane. But I'm very conscious of the direction I take my channel in, because after all, people subscribe for Flat Earth videos, and seeing as I've not made more than one in a month, people are being very patient and supportive towards the channel, and I appreciate that. but I'm going to be looking at a lot more idiots, making fun of a lot more stupid people. So if you're not already subscribed, pause this video, head over to my channel and hit the subscribe button now, and turn on bell notifications. And please, just love me.
Creaky, when I asked if you would be my special guest for tonight, I did say you could mention your channel in passing. Looks like you're carrying out a whole advertising campaign, you cheeky beggar. Anyway, I think we'd better get on with the show. I don't know if you recall, but the format is that there are 10 videos that were voted on. One was nominated by myself, my privilege. One has been nominated by Creaky. Creaky, make sure you keep it secret for now. The other 8 were nominated by viewers. We then held our voting, and at last we're going to see the results. So without further ado, we'll get straight in. So with the aid of modern technology, the results of the vote were tallied, computerized, calculated, compared, graphed, and then ignored, and we went back to the original vote, and then we just counted. So here we are, with a measly and pathetic 1.7% of the vote is that guy and his lead balls.
The Cavendish experiment was lead balls attracting lead balls. That's not science. That just means lead can attract lead.
Well, that guy, that was a pathetic entry. 1.7%. You were nominated by an anonymous person. They couldn't even feel happy enough to put their name to nominating you. The next nomination is from Mr. Dark Knight Apologetics. Here is what he said. I'm nominating him because he won't shut up about the Bible teaching a flat earth. The Bible doesn't teach a flat earth, and religious Flerfs need to stop claiming that it does. They're making the smart and nerdy Christians look bad. So here we go. Mr. Nathan Thompson with his trailer.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
A lie is a lie, and it don't matter how many dumb sheeple believe it. And the truth is the truth, hiding right out in plain sight, and still people don't see it, man.
Water donut here to the exterior of a spinning sphere. That's why I'm sitting here.
Well, thank you very much for the nomination, Dark Knight. Unfortunately, Nathan only scored a pathetic 2.9% of the vote. Barely any better than that guy and his right load of balls. The next video is the irrepressible Mr. Phuket Word and his physics. It was also another anonymous nomination. Go ahead, Phuket, claim your place.
Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Here's a little thought experiment and some real physics to just think about what we are told to believe when it comes to the globe Earth. There's the sun, okay, and we are told that the Earth rotates to make the sun set. So I've got a little table here, all right, and there's a can here. So what happens when the Earth tilts so that we see a sunset? Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, there's the sunrise because the Earth is coming back round again. Yeah? Seem crazy? Seem stupid? Yeah? Just think about it. Just think about what happens the moment something tilts. Yeah? Okay? It's physically impossible for us to be on a spinning ball Earth. Physically impossible. Let me go and get my can again. Hang on. Yeah? If you want to say that physics changes in order for us to be living on a spinning ball Earth, then you just have to, it doesn't matter how many numbers you throw at this thing, it doesn't matter what you have to imagine about down being towards the center of a mass, etc. If you can't demonstrate that this doesn't happen when the Earth moves, then it just ain't physics, and you're living in a fantasy world. Yeah?
Well, Nick, I must admit I'm not really sure about your physics. Perhaps I need to study it a little further. But I do know a certain amount about maths. And with 3.4%, I'm afraid you just ain't going to cut it, mate. You're just not going to get there. The next video is another anonymous nomination. People are ashamed to be associated with you guys in any way, shape or form. So the next one is Chris and his amazing gate theory.
So we've got here the North Pole, which is there on the ball. Then we've got us in Great Britain, which is here on the ball. Then we've got Florida on the ball further down. South America here, top of South America, and then the equator. They're all rotational planes around the ball. So as we move, using the centre North Pole pivot around that as a pivot, we all move at different speeds in space if we live on a ball. And we should see the sky move at different speeds, dependent on where you are on this spinning ball. And if the stars look, a single star moves at the same speed from Earth, then stars are moving. If they're moving faster for other people on the ball, the Earth is moving, but they don't see that. The stars all move at the same, one star moves at the same speed for everybody. That's the point. So we rotate, that end's moving slowly, this end's going like a jet on a ball spinning round. Doesn't work. We don't see that. We're not on a ball. The stars are spinning round us and we're not moving. This experiment proves the concept. Use your garden gate, stick a couple of mobile phones on it and move it yourself and work it out for yourself. Look at the globe they give you and then do the experiment yourself and you'll see. Spin that gate and you'll see. It's not hard. Going like a jet, hardly moving.
Well, Chris, your video and your gate theory might have helped make Simondan's channel. But here, with only 5.1% of the vote, you failed. Slightly ahead of Chris, with 6.3% of the vote, is the second Nathan, Nathan Roberts. And here, he's going to review a book.
Right here, this right here is lies and propaganda. So if you ever want to buy a children's book on space, then this is how I propose you do it. You get it off the bookshelves by first ripping it up, and then you buy it. This right here is a bunch of lies, a bunch of cartoons. All this ridiculous math that they put in here doesn't even make any sense. Look, this is supposed to be the picture of the sun. Baloney. All these fake space pictures feeding lies to children. All this propaganda, worshiping the sun, teaching children how to elevate themselves above God's throne, His firmament, which is above his firmament. All this stuff. Look, these are just cartoons. It's all fake. Never been to the moon. Moon hoax. All lies. Look at this ball of garbage. Bunch of garbage. Look, they even have a flat horizon back there.
So we've already had 5 videos. Creaky, what do you think of it so far?
Well, to be honest with you, Dad, sorry, Mr. Sensible, because you're clearly not my dad. Let's be realistic. You're far too old to be my father. Yeah, I'm enjoying the clips, and to be honest, it's making me miss making flat earth videos, because there's just nobody easier to make fun of, because they are all equally as deluded and stupid as each other, and it completely baffles me why so many people buy into this absolute crap.
Well, I know exactly what you mean, mate. Still, there are still 5 more nominations that we're waiting for the results for, and both my nomination and your nomination haven't yet come up, so one of us could have picked the winner. Let's see.
Mr. Sensible, mate, please, stop. Can I just butt in?
What is it, Chuck?
These globe-denying dog turds are completely and utterly tearing the arse out of me. Their stupid, unbelievably ridiculous pile of underpants is doing my head in. Let me rip into them. Let me just tear the arse out of them, please. Please, let me just rip them. I'll give it to them, honestly. I will destroy them. The only problem is I will demonetize your channel in this rant, I promise you.
Look, Chuck, just calm down, okay? We've got to get through the awards ceremony first. At the end, you can go full-on Jut Monkey. No censorship, no bleeping. You can really go for it, okay, mate? So, moving on. We next have a tie at 7.4% of the vote each. The first of those is my nomination, Mr. Phuket Word. Phuket, you've had 2 nominations to this, and you've gone and let me down. So let's see, Mr. Phuket Word and his pesto gravity.
A globe, a sphere, so the centre of that mass is in the middle of that globe, and that means that down is in all directions around that globe. Yeah? So with this bottle of pesto, I'm going to prove that gravity gives it weight. Okay? So this box here is full of a very dense mass. So dense that we just can't lift it up. It's really heavy. So it has all this extra mass, yeah? So this mass is creating a force, which when we put this pesto on the scales, gives the pesto weight. The only reason that this pesto jar has weight is because this box has mass. And that mass is creating this external force which is pulling the dense bottle of pesto in a jar which has a fixed volume in the medium of air down towards the center of this box. Yeah, and that's what gives it weight. That proves that we live on a globe and that there's this external force pulling everything down, and that's what this creates. This, it's what makes this heavy. Has nothing to do with the fact that this jar is a dense mass with a fixed volume in the medium of air. It's all because this box has this amazing massive mass. Yeah, and so what should happen is when we take the pesto jar off the scales, we should see that force. Oh, it's gone back to 0.
Maybe next time, Phuket. Maybe next time. But tying with Phuket word is Del. Del and his big wet ball. No! No!
Me standing in the pissing rain, getting soaking wet, you make the point. Hope you appreciate this. Okay, found this shape. I've seen it in other videos of the ball earth with the oceans removed. Okay, so let's try this. I don't know what's happening, but it doesn't appear to be filling up to the shape of the ball. It seems to be running off the bottom here. I'll try this. Look. And again, it's running off the sides. I can't get it to mound up to the shape of the board. I don't know why. Should I spin it? Should I spin it? Aye. Give it a spin. How about it? Right, let's see. So, it appears that the water seems to be running off the side, finding its own level again, but we'll give something else a try here. Should we go for this? Should we go for this here? It would appear that there seems to be more level on this side here. I'm thinking maybe gravity prefers this side to this side, or maybe it's just because it's on uneven ground.
Well, now, at last, we're moving on to the big timers. At 9.1%, in third position, we have Creaky. It's your nomination, mate. Why don't you introduce it?
Well, excuse me. This must be the snacks I was promised. Hello? Mr. Sensible, where the hell are the snacks? Anyway, I'll let it slide. I nominated Professor Funbags because I was certain she'd win. I call fix. I've never been so disappointed in my life. Perhaps if I listened to her videos with the sound on, I could have made a more informed decision. Because since I've never heard what she sounds like, there's only two things that keep me watching.
Well, I'm sorry about the snacks, Creaky. I think Jut's probably eaten them all. But well done for getting third position. So this year, in third position, receiving the Cheddar Third Place Award is Orphan Red, now known as Mensa Girl.
I'm all giggly. My dress is not tied up properly, so we're just gonna have to pretend. Dear physicists, also astrophysicists, other scientists, everyone who believes in the theory of gravity, please tell me what precisely in the conceptual notion of time is tangibly acted upon by what precisely in matter such that time bends in accordance with this notional concept of relative distances between objects that we call space. In response to the proximal or distal presence of matter over infinite distances, and how, again, precisely is this relative distance between things materially, tangibly woven together, interlaced, braided, intertwined with a conceptual device that we use just to track changes in our conscious experience of reality.
Well, never mind, Creaky. I think it was a jolly good shout, and you certainly did better than me. She scored you a massive 9.1% of the vote. The next nomination, though, is leaps and bounds ahead at 17.7% of the vote. This nomination was nominated by Adventures with Dogs, together with a short poem. This man thinks that water can't curve. The Retcom award is what he deserves. He doesn't understand the principles of gravity. With barbecue and plastic tube, he tries to prove his depravity. Of all the numpties who think the earth is flat, the worst, I feel, is Daniel Pratt. Daniel, congratulations. Thanks to the nomination by Adventures with Dogs, you have just won yourself second place.
I'm talking here. My magnets that were holding my level have got a little off, but it's still basically all in all level. And once again, let me move my hand and notice it's at the level right here, that blue line. Okay? And I can bring it down here, and if I keep it relatively level, it'll stay at that blue line. Because gravity's holding it there, right? The same gravity is holding this piece of metal on there. Okay? So why is it when I bend the tube, all the water disappears like gravity has suddenly stopped working at that point? There should be a column of water up to that blue line still sitting there because gravity should have been holding it there. But because water actually wants to equalize and flow to the point of least resistance, gravity, or the complete lack thereof, suddenly disappears. Because it doesn't exist. Because the friction point of the water isn't enough to hold itself in a column up to this blue line like it should when it's level. Level. Supposed gravity equally all the way across it. Now gravity suddenly disappears. There should at the very least be a column of water right here, because gravity still works just fine right here. I could put this on the inside of the tube and gravity would still hold it there, but it can't hold water on a curve. Huh, imagine that. Point proven. Tell me again I didn't prove flat Earth.
Mr. Pratt, you have not proven flat Earth. Mr. Pratt, you have not proven flat Earth. Daniel, flat Earth has not been proved. I'll tell you again if you want. Very well done, Mr. Pratt. And it's good to see you out of your basement for once. Anyway, we now come to the winner of this year's Conspiritard Awards with a massive 38.9% of the vote. So overwhelming support for this guy. I did offer to hand him his award personally, but I'm afraid he declined due to fear. Fear of coming out of his little echo chamber with his mute button. That's right. Mr. Nathan Oakley is the winner of the first Conspiritard Cheese Awards. And he's going to show us how he just can't unit.
How do you convert meters into kilometers?
I don't know. How do you convert meters into kilometers?
What's the correct way?
You tell me.
The correct way is divide meters by 1,000. You didn't do that.
So if you have a meter and I divide that meter by 1,000, you don't think that would give you millimeters?
Meters into kilometers, Nathan.
You just said you divide meters by 1,000 to get kilometers. So you're saying I divide something that is 1 meter long by 1,000, and that will come out to a kilometer value.
Nathan,
it sounds like you are quite literally retarded with that statement. You do not divide meters to come out with kilometers.
Why?
Me comprometió la...
Why did Chris Monk multiply meters by 10,000 when he should have divided them by 1,000?
Sorry, did you just do it again? Did you just say that you divide a number that is in meters to come up with a value in kilometers? Is that what you are now asserting for a second time?
Why did Chris Monk multiply meters by 10,000 when he should have divided by 1,000?
Why would you divide a value that is given in meters to come up with something larger, i.e. kilo, meaning thousands?
Of course, the thing you don't understand is that it's a ratio. Did you do maths at school?
Yeah, I'll ask you a third time. Why would you divide a meter value when trying to come up with a larger value? Dividing something makes it smaller.
Oh dear.
Mr. Nathan Oakley, massive, massive congratulations to you. I can't think of anyone more deserving. You lock yourself away with your little cheerleading minions on your channel, refusing to accept real evidence, crying fallacy, fallacy, shouting over your guests, and when all that fails and your Dunning-Kruger is on full display, using your mute button as your final defence. You were widely considered to be a Poe and just in it for the super chats and the merch. To be honest, I don't care about that. What I don't like is the obnoxious way you spread your misinformation, lies and general fail, and then feed it to gullible people. It gives me the greatest pleasure to award you the first place Brie Award in the Conspiritard Cheese Awards, and I hope you choke on it. And there we have it. I would like to warmly thank the kind donation of the Cheese Award graphics from RT Graphic Design. I'd also like to thank Jutmonk for his wonderfully polite welcome at the start of the show, and of course for managing to hold his tongue. If you haven't checked out Jut's channel, then please do so. If you've never witnessed Jut go full out nuclear against Flerfs and flatards in general, then you've missed something. Go check out his channel.
I'm sorry, but after bleeding my eyes out and tearing out my ears watching and listening to that rubbish, I've got something to say.
Just hold yourself for a minute, okay? I promise you, you will be able to let yourself loose in a minute, okay? Because before that, I'd like to thank the special guest, Creaky Blinder. And it's been a privilege and honour to have you on here. And I just wondered if you had a few words to say.
No, I'm not saying anything. You told me I was going to win. Liar. Apart from, head over to my channel and subscribe and turn on bell notifications and like every single one of my videos and watch them from beginning to end, not forgetting to leave all the ads play. Thank you very much, guys. It's been fun. And I've got to bring something up from the script that Mr. Sensible sent me, because the irony is not lost on me. Many thanks, Creaky, for giving up your time today. I believe you sent me this script about 4 weeks ago, and again, I apologise for keeping you waiting so long, but anybody that already is a subscriber of mine will know the reason for the delay. I've just had so much going on. But honestly, Mr. Sensible, it's been fun, and I look forward to the next one. Back to you.
Many, many thanks, Creaky, for giving up your time. I really, really appreciate it. And as Creaky begged earlier on tonight, please go visit his channel. You won't regret it. So, with thanks to Creaky, with thanks to all those who nominated, all those who voted, my patrons, subscribers, and all of you who have been watching tonight, I thank you. And so, as promised, to see us out, Mr. Jutmonk, the Drunk Monkey, Unleashed. Take it away, Jut.
Well, this has been so much fun, the very first Conspiritard Cheese Awards, and thank you so much for inviting me on, Mr. Sensible. What an awesome show, and to be working alongside one of the best, the Creaky Blinder, I must say, I feel humbled. One thing I must say before I go, I still struggle to understand that there are people out there in the 21st century, you know, when we have satellites orbiting the Earth and photographs of the Earth, people have been to the moon, but there are still idiots out there who think the Earth is flat. I mean, what the fuck